yes, yes, yes. Good morning, good morning. This is your girl, Coach O, the founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, where I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and to get your dreams out of your head into your life. Good morning, my brother. Thank you so much for joining. God is good and he is so worthy to be praised. And I know for somebody, they may get tired. They may get tired of hearing me say that. But you know what? It is what it is, because I know that without God, I am nothing. I am nothing. I can do nothing. I would be nothing. I could say nothing. I could go nowhere. I could impact nobody. It's not my strength. It's the strength that I walk in only through him. God is good and he is worthy to be praised, and I truly give him all of the honor and I give him all of the glory. And I recognize and realize that I am not for everybody, and everybody, hey, is not for me. And I know that because, you know, everybody don't like what you do and how you do it, and that is all well. Good morning, Camelia. Good morning, Kim. Thank you so much for joining. That is all well. Y'all, for your good morning, Terrell. Thank you so much for joining. I'm feeling a little bit better. I am feeling a lot better. I'm still not 100%, but you know what? You know your girl is gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep pressing, regardless. You know, I take it easy. I use a little common sense, but at the same time, I don't use it as an excuse. I don't use it as an excuse, but you know, you have to use some common sense too. You have to use some common sense. So good morning to you. If you're just coming on, again, happy Thursday. I pray that you're having a blessed start to your day. Good morning, Christina. Thank you so much for joining. You see what the title of this live feed is, and the question is, are you working on it? Or are you working in it? Are you working on it? Praise God. Glad to hear you're feeling better. Thank you so much, Camelia. Thank you so much. Still a little stuffy and all that congestion and everything, but I don't have those body aches. Don't really have the headache, but you know, I'm still pressing. Good morning, Nicole. Thank you so much for joining. Question is, are you working on it, or are you working in it? Are you working on it, or are you working in it? I think a lot of people, I see a lot of people, they're working in the problem instead of working on the problem. They're working in the situation instead of working on the situation. And I know somebody's trying to see, what is the difference? What is the difference? For me, if I'm gonna work on it, I'm looking for a transformation. I'm looking for a change. I'm looking for a breakthrough. I'm looking for healing. I'm looking for deliverance. I'm looking to be set free when I'm working on it. But see, when I work in it, I talk about it. And when I work in it, I'm in the pit. When I work in it, I'm negative. When I work in it, I'm just down. I'm in the dumps. But when I work on it, come on now, somebody. When I work on my problem, my situation, my circumstances, my finances, my business, my family, my relationship, when I work on it, I'm working on becoming better. I am working on becoming better. I am working on my freedom, my peace, my joy, my happiness, and I am taking the necessary actions to take me to the next step. See, a lot of us, we're staying stuck on the same step. If you would just go up a little higher, if you would just find the strength from somewhere, somehow, if you would just find the strength for you to be able to move to the next level, you will be able to see a different thing. Come on now, somebody. Y'all not talking to me. We have been sitting on the same step. Saying the same thing, experiencing the same stuff, feeling the same kind of way. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Feeling the same kind of way. Good morning, Pastor Betty. Thank you so much for joining. But if you say, if I can just get enough energy, if I can just conjure up enough energy to get to the next step, that I will be able to see things a little bit different. So my question for you is, are you working on your problems, or are you working in your problem? Because see, when you're working in your problem, you're contacting, come on now somebody. Good morning, Marvin. Thank you so much for joining, nephew. When you're working on your problem, when you're working on your problem, you say, I acknowledge that I have this situation. I acknowledge I'm not where I want to be in life. I acknowledge that I have some things that I need to work on. I am acknowledging that I'm falling short. I am acknowledging that I have a gap in between where I am and where I'm trying to be. And I'm going to work on it. 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 I'm going to work on my health. I'm going to work on my finances. I'm going to work on my relationship. I'm going to work on my business. I'm going to work on it. But see, when you work in it, I'm going to tell you what you do when you work in it. When you work in it, you're contacting other people that don't know what to do with them lives. You asking them what's their opinion, how they feel, what is it that they think that you should be doing. But I come to tell you, I'm ready. I'm ready for the next step. Good morning, Pastor Betty. If I can get the next step, I can get the way, I can see the way. Yes, you can see the way. When you're working in the problem, you just keep stirring up the stuff that's inside there. You need to be outside of the problem so you can see an alternative. You need to get outside of the problem, because see, if you stay there in the problem, all you gonna do is feel the pain. Oh, y'all not gonna talk to me. If you stay in the problem, you're only going to continue to feel the pain. You're going to continue to feel the sting. You're going to continue to feel the doubt, the fear. You're going to continue to feel like you cannot take life anymore. But when you start working on it, you say, I'm finna take my stuff back. You know, every day that the enemy tried to steal from me, I'm talking about every day of my smile, every day of my peace. I'm talking about every day of my joy. Every day that the enemy tried to rob me, every day that the enemy thought that he was going to keep me down with all this stuff where I was feeling, sick and, headache. There we go. Okay, to feel like, oh, I'm going to slow her down. No, you got to work on the problem. You got to work on the problem. It's time for us to go to a different level. It's time for us to stop talking to people asking what you think. What you think I should do. You will be excited about doing a thing until you talk to the wrong people. I'm going to say that again. You will be excited about doing a thing until you talk to the wrong people. You go talk to your family, and you go and talk to your friends. You go and talk to people that don't even know what they should be doing. And the thing that you was excited about starting, the thing that you was excited about being a part of, the thing that you was excited about, they will talk you out of it. They will talk you out of it. They'll tell you it don't take all that. They'll tell you it don't require that. They'll tell you that you shouldn't do that. They'll tell you what you should be doing when they don't know what they should be doing. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me. Y'all not going to talk to me. It's good to have good people in your life. It is good. See, a lot of people, they think that coaching, let me tell you something. A lot of people, they think that coaching is just about, spending money. It's just about spending money. Coaching is about investing in yourself. Investing in yourself. Coaching is about coaching is not just for you to have a hired friend. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me. It's not for you to have a hired friend. But coaching is for you to have somebody that's going to tell you the truth. Somebody that's going to tell you like it is. Somebody that don't have anything to gain or anything to lose by telling you the truth. Good morning, Latrinda. Good morning, Rita. Thank you so much for joining. So coaching is not just for you to have a hired friend. Coaching is for you to have an accountability partner. Good morning, Erica. Thank you so much for joining. Coaching is not for, I'm going to say that again for you new people that's just getting on here. Coaching is not for you to have a hired friend. Coaching is for somebody to hold your behind accountable, for you to have somebody that's going to ask you, what is it that you are doing? Why haven't you did what you said you was going to do the last time we talked? What is it that you're working on? Coaching is a accountability partner. Come on now, somebody. Y'all not going to talk to me. You're not going to talk to me. You need somebody that's going to hold you accountable, because some of us, we are procrastinators by nature. We will put it off. We will put it off. We will put it off. And some of you will put it off till you miss the opportunity that was before you. Or are you working on it? Or are you working in it? Are you going to keep on saying, I'm going to do it. 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 You need an accountability partner. I'm not talking about your mama. I'm not talking about your BFF, because mama going to tell you what mama, sometimes parents will tell us what we want to hear. Sometimes they'll say something. They don't say nothing because they know how you going to respond. But it's good to have good people in your life. Coaching is all about having someone to tell you the truth, not to have a hired friend, but someone to hold you accountable for what you're supposed to do next. Why is it that you want somebody? See, we want these feel-good messages. We want somebody to tell us what make us feel good. Because, see, I know when I talk to my people all the time, they may not want to hear what I have to say. But see, as I think, when you're talking to yourself all the time, you already done heard enough of your opinion. Your opinion is telling you what to do or not to do. Your opinion is telling you what route to go or not to go. You need somebody that's going to come in with a different perspective, that's going to give you a different idea. But in the end, you are the decision maker. You just need somebody to bounce ideas off of back and forward. But in the end, you make the decision. But if you go in with your thinking and you come out with your thinking, you could have just stayed where you was and didn't go in at all and just do what you thought. But when you go in with a coach, a mentor, when you go in with somebody that have your best interest at heart, they don't have nothing tied to it. They're not looking for nothing from you. They just want to see you do good. They just want to see you do good. So my question for you is, are you working on it, or are you working in it? Are you working on it, or are you working in it? Are you looking to change your life for real? See, when people are working in their problem, they keep talking about what they know they need to change. I know I need to change this, but you ain't doing nothing about it. I know I need to fix this, but you're not doing nothing about it. I know what needs to happen. See, it's not good enough to just know what you need to know, but you're not applying what you know. It is not good enough for you to just know a lot of stuff. See, a lot of us, we got a lot of head knowledge. We got a lot of head knowledge. We got a lot of stuff. 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 You got a lot of stuff that you've learned, that you've read, that you've heard, that you've been taught. You got a lot of stuff, but you're not doing nothing with it. You know how to do a lot of stuff. Oh, you talented, boo. You're gifted, boo. But you don't have the courage. You don't have the boldness. You don't have the confidence. You don't have the tenacity to do it. So I come here to encourage you to be bold. Don't worry about if it's perfect. Don't worry about if everybody like it. Don't worry about if everybody accepts it. You got to realize and recognize. Good morning, Dr. Mack. Thank you so much for joining. Everybody is not for you. That don't mean what you have is not for somebody. Everybody don't want what you have, and neither do everybody need what you have. But there is somebody that need what you got. They need it just the way you have it. So get off of your own back. Stop being the heavy monkey on your own back. Drop the bags. Get the stuff off your back that's holding you down, burden you down. Get out of your picture and get out of it and work on it. Get out of it. See, you don't know what needs to be fixed because you're too busy in the picture. You got to step outside of the picture. You got to step outside of the picture so you can see the picture. You can see the frame. You're able to see how it sit on the wall. You don't want your picture sitting on the wall like this. You want to straighten it up. You want your life to be straightened up. You want your life to be straightened up. You want to be bold and courageous and say that I have something to offer the world. I have something to offer. I don't have to be like this person and that person. I don't have to sound like this person or that person. I don't have to do what this person or that person do. All I need to do is do me. All I have to do is do me. Are you working on it? Have you been telling yourself, asking yourself the same question, speaking the same things over your life over and over and over again? Where you talk yourself out of moving forward. You talk yourself out of starting the business. You talk yourself out of writing the book. You talk yourself out of the relationship. See, some of us, I gotta tell you, some of us, we're afraid of success. We want it, but we're afraid to have it because you're thinking, what am I gonna do with all that money? What would I do if I had that big house? What would I do if I was able to help the world? What would I do? See, some of us, we'll talk ourselves out of success. You want it, but you don't want it. You want it, but you kind of sort of want it. You want it, but not really want it. You want it because you want it, but you don't really want it. Are you working on it? Are you really 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 working on how you feel about you? Are you really working on how you feel about you? A lot of us don't know who we are. A lot of us don't know who we are in Christ. We don't know who he created us to be because, see, we have taken on the image that people have called us. They called us name and they said things about us. They mistreated us and they did things that hurted us to the bone. And we think that's who we are. We feel like that is who we are. But woman, man, I come to tell you that you belongs to God. You are fearfully, you are uniquely, you are wonderfully made. You have gifts and talents. You have things that you don't even realize. You have things that you haven't even used. This is a season where eyes have not seen, ears has not heard the things that you're about to do. You're about to be a force to be reckoned with. You got to work on it, though. You got to work on it. You got to work on it, not work in it. You got to work on it. Stop working in it. Stop complaining about your past. Stop complaining about your past relationship, your past failed marriage, your past job, your past failed business. Stop complaining about it. You got to say, that didn't work. I realize it. It didn't work. I recognize it. It didn't work. I acknowledge that marriage, it didn't work. That business, it didn't work. That friendship, it didn't work. That relationship, it didn't work. What I did then, it didn't work. But I'm not going to worry about what didn't work. I am getting ready to do some stuff that, I got to get past the past. I got to get past the past because I'm looking at my here. I'm looking at my now. I'm looking at my tomorrow. I'm looking at what I'm going to be. I am looking at who I want to be. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Are you working on the problem? Are you working in the problem? Are you working on it? Are you working on it? Are you looking for your life to be better, for it to be different? Or are you working on it? How you work on it, coach? How do you work on it? How do you work on it? How is it that you work on it? How is it that you work on it? You got to first acknowledge that you need to do some work. You got to first acknowledge that you are not where you want to be. You got to figure out what it is that you want. You got to be crystal clear what it is that I want out of my life. Good morning, Alfred. Thank you so much for joining. Know what it is that you want and go after it. Go after it. Go after it. Thank you so much, Camelia. Thank you so much. Go after it. Go after it. Oh, I thank you. I thank you. You have to go after it. Once you acknowledge it, acknowledge what you want, acknowledge where you are. And then you can start by where you are. This is where you are. This over here is what you want. This in between is what you need to do to get there. This is where you are. This is what you want. This right here is what you got to work on. This is what you got to work on. You got to be crystal clear on where you are, crystal clear on what you want, and then we work on it. This is the gap. And then your gap, as you work on it, it comes closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. It's a process. But when you work the process, you would eventually get there. It is a process. You will get there. You will get there. You will get there. I'm super excited. I'm getting ready to go. Look, y'all, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. But you see, I showed up even when I was sick, and I'm still stopped up. All this right here is still stopped up. But I don't have the headache, and I don't have the body pain. I had to go to sleep yesterday before a crowd rehearsal. I ain't had but like 50 minutes, but I took a nap anyway. I was drained. Yeah, the process. You got to tell yourself, I will get there. If you think you're going to get there, will you just put that, I will get there. Put in there, I will get there. I will get there. You have to talk to yourself. See, when I'm talking to myself, I talk to myself like I talk to you. Girl, you will get there. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to Coach O. I'm talking to Onika. I'm talking to Dr. O. I tell myself that I will get there. You got to know that you will get where you want to be if you work the process. If you work the process, there is nothing and nobody can stop you if you work the process. Good morning, Robert. Thank you so much for joining. You got to realize you're here. You're trying to get here. There's a gap. There's a gap in between the two. But if you work it, it'll work. It'll work if you work it. It'll work if you work it. It'll work if you want it. It'll work it. You tell yourself, I will get there. I will get there. I will get there. Yes, I will get there. I will get there. Onika will get there. There is nothing and nobody can stop me from getting where I want to be. When you want it bad enough, one of Les Brown's, he said, you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. See, when you're hungry, you'll eat. When you're hungry, you won't be real choicey. See, when you're not that hungry, you have a picky appetite. And you're like, well, I don't really want, I don't like that. I don't eat that. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. It will work if you work it. Your business will work if you work it. Your relationship will work if you work it. Your business plan will work if you work it. I don't care if you're in an MLM. I don't care if you're in a brick and mortar. I don't care if you're in a your home-based business at your house. I don't care if you're making homemade products that you came up with your own recipe. It'll work if you work it. It ain't working because you're not working it. You're trying to half put it out there, and you think because people know you got it that they gonna come. They don't come just because you got it. You got to tell them what I got. You got to tell them what you have. You got to tell them why they need it. You got to tell them how it's going to help them. You got to tell them. Good morning, Camilla. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning, Camilla. Camilla, thank you so much for joining. You got to tell them why what you have is going to work for them. You got to tell them why they need what you have. You got to tell them why they can't live without what you got to offer. You got to let them know that it will work. It will work. It will work. It will work. Good morning. Good morning, Sister Duke. Good morning, Anterica. Thank you so much for joining. It will work. You got to say it will work if I work it. It will work if I work it. It will work if I work it. If I work in my relationship, if I work in my business, if I work in my finances, it will work. It will work. The plan will work. The business will work. The relationship will work. It will work if you work it. It will work if you work it. So I'm going to ask you a question again. Hold up. Leave it open. I got to come back in. Just leave it open. I'm going to ask you one more question and I'm getting ready to go. Are you working on your life? Or are you just waddling in it? Are you working on it? Or are you waddling in it? Are you working on it? Or are you waddling in it? And what do I mean by that? Are you working on the things that you need to work on, or are you complaining about the things that has happened to you? Are you complaining about your past? Are you complaining about your past? Are you complaining about your past, or are you working on your future? Are you working on the gap? You got to work the gap. You got to work the gap. You got to work the gap. Work the gap of where you are and where you want to be. Work the gap. You gotta work it. You gotta work it. How you work it, Coach O? You work it by creating a plan, and then you work the plan by your execution, by taking action, daily action, one step at a time. Get on the next step, go up the next step. You will have a different view every step. Every step you're able to see a little bit more. Every step you're able to see a little bit more. Every step you're able to see a little bit more. Good morning, Constance. Thank you so much for joining. Every step you're able to see a little bit more. Take another step, take another step, take another step. And when you go to the next step, you're able to see a different perspective. You got to work the gap. Oh, I thank you for putting it. That's a good quote, Camelia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You got to work the gap. You got to work the gap. The gap of where you are and where you're trying to go. Work the gap. You gotta 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 work the gap. Work the gap. Work the gap. Work the gap. I hope somebody is getting it. Work the gap. Work the gap. I hope you're getting it. Work the gap. I hope you're getting it. Work the gap. You gotta work the gap. Work the gap of your past and your future. Your past and your future. You're gonna take what you learned from your past relationships. You're going to take what you learned from your past hurt, past pain, past failure, you're going to work the gap of what you didn't take an opportunity on, the things that you procrastinated on, the opportunities that you let pass you by. You're going to work that thing. You're going to work that thing. You're going to work it. You're going to work it. You got to work it. You got to work the thing that's in between and say, you know what? You know what? I need to take the next step. It is time for me to acknowledge. It is time for me to acknowledge where I am, where I'm trying to go. It is time for me to acknowledge where I am and where I am trying to go. You have to work the gap. Good morning, Brianna. Thank you so much for joining. You got to work the gap. It's time for you to stop looking at your past and start looking at your future. It's time for you to start looking at where you want to go, where you want to be, what you want to do. It is time for you to work the gap. It is time for you to work the gap. It is time for you to work the gap. It is time for you to work the gap. So look, work the gap. You got to work on what's in between. Where are you and where are you trying to go? So look, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, where I help you to build unshakable confidence. I help you to stop procrastinating and to get your dreams out of your head into your life. If you are interested in Empowering 8, we have 3 slots left. Empowering 8, we have a powerful call scheduled on tonight for Empowering 8-2. Empowering 8-2, we have a powerful call on tonight. If you want to join Empowering 8, it's not too late. I'm telling you, it's not too late. You want to get in where you fit in. I see a lot of my Empowering 8 women on here right now. I see a lot of my Empowering 8 women. They're doing some mighty things. They're working the gap of their life. They're working the gap. You got to work the gap, y'all. You got to work the gap. When you work the gap, you will start to see the things that you wanted to see. You will start to see the results that you're wanting to see. The results are not going to come if you don't put action in there. Faith without works is dead. You can pray about it, you can want it, you can talk about it, but you got to be about it. Are you going to be about your gap? Be about the gap. This is your girl, Coach O. I gotta go. I pray that you have a blessed day. If you're interested in Empowering 8, just put interested in the comments, or you can hit me with a DM. And oh yeah, we have our new book collaboration. We're looking for 20 amazing authors. Some people has already locked in their spot, secured their spot. But the name of this book is Through It All, I Am Still Here. You're just responsible for one chapter. We're going to have all our amazing work done. We're partnering with a company. They're doing all our, you don't have to be no perfect writer. You don't have to be a perfect writer to be a part of this book. We going to fix you up. We have edits. We're going to do the editing for you and everything. All you got to do is show up. I'm super excited. So again, if you're interested in Empowering 8, if you need somebody like Coach O in your life, I'm telling you now, if you need somebody like Coach O in your life, I am one. I would love to be a part of the book, Coach. I will send you the information, Nicole. If you want to be a part of Empowering 8 or a part of this book, say you're interested. I will get with you shortly after this broadcast. I got an amazing call this morning at 9 o'clock that I got to prepare myself for, that I'm excited about. But if you're interested in Empowering 8, if you want to be a part of it, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it, because I don't just talk about it. Good morning, Sister Webbs. Thank you so much for joining. I don't just talk about it. I be about it. I am a woman of my word. It's not just about, I'm telling you, it's not just that you're paying I'm a hired friend. I am an accountability partner. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to give you my advice. I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to listen at you. You're going to listen at me. But we're going to get you moving. We're going to get you taking action. We're going to get you filling in the gap. We're going to get you working on your business, your life, your health, whatever it is that you want to work on. Boo, we going to work on it. This is your girl, Coach O. I got to go. Be blessed. If you said you're interested, I will be in your inbox. Talk to you later.